203. But on the mountaintop, he stands all alone. The other premiums I have bring chills to the bone. Causey and Keller can take attention, Clark it must be mentioned. Hasn't hit 100 in 4 weeks, I have been fleeced. Bont and Sherry traded in, both can get in the bin. Even in a good week, the team still is so weak.
Hello everybody, Big 7 here, back for another AFL SuperCoach video. I scored 2260 this week, which was enough to move up in the ranks by almost 9,000 places. But it only brings me up to 26,000, which is well below what I'm used to. All thanks to the big man Brodie Grundy, 203 on a Friday night as the vice captain. You can't ask for anything more. And yes, it was unfortunate that Oscar Steen got injured for Collingwood, but Grundy was already well on the way to a massive score before that injury. So a little bit fortunate there, but he was going to score massive regardless. So very happy with the big man, especially after I've been pretty much saying all year that he's my number one guy in the ruck. And yeah, it's good to be vindicated on that. The rest of the team, unfortunately, saw what Grundy did on the Friday night and decided they didn't need to turn up themselves. Like 2260 was good, but it felt like a pretty varying week in terms of scores. I think I saw some like 1900s and 2000s, and then weekly is like 2600. So it felt like Grundy was make or break, but because of how bad the team is, I wasn't able to break away with, I guess, a lot of other top coaches. So don't get me wrong, very happy with the big man, 203. Yeah, the rest of the team is just not great. And I do want to go through some pretty much line by line all the premiums, I guess, that I would be interested in picking up or getting. But yeah, I'll do that later in the video. I'll go through the team pretty quickly. Yeah, Whitfield, a poor score. I think he got tagged. Callahan, I think, got tagged as well. I didn't watch any footy on Sunday outside of like one quarter of the Saints-Richmond game when the game was dead. So I can't really comment too much on either of those guys, but disappointing, although Whitfield, after his game last week, can't hate on him too much. Sinclair, awesome. Jordan Clark, 91's the best score I've got. I mean, that's pretty pathetic. Worrell almost a ton. We take those. Lindsay, I wanted to trade out, but the Nasai news meant that I had to hold him for this week, and I'll be holding him for next week because he's scoring similar to my premiums, actually. I wonder if he's outscored Jordan Clark in the last 4 weeks. It'd be interesting. So 332, so it's 370 in the last 4 weeks about, and Jordan Clark, geez, 320. Yeah, so he's outscored Jordan Clark by 50 points, despite me getting Clark at 520 and Clark starting at, I think it was 550 or 560, and Lindsay being a basement rookie. So we're a long way removed from Lindsay being dropped. He is awesome, and against Collingwood, who are a good matchup for defenders, we saw Lizard go amazing as well on Friday night. So Lindsay hopefully has another big score in him. Myers begrudgingly fielded. He's sitting at D6. The Sire out obviously didn't help with the structure because I had the 5 premium defenders. But yeah, I forgot to go through the trades as well. So the trades... yeah, so after bringing in Nass in round 8, he goes in round 10, unfortunately. Tim English, I was leaning towards hold, but then, yeah, I was kind of alerted to the fact of how bad he has been. I think it was in 2022, post-concussion. He was averaging like 120 before that and then 90 afterward over a decent sample. So a little bit concerned about that, and I also just saw an opportunity to get what I thought was the third of the big dogs in the ruck, which is Tristan Sherry. I think Grundy, Sherry, and Jackson will be well above the rest of the ruckmen. Gorn's probably a tier below that, and then there's no one else really in contention. So I thought it was an opportunity to get the 3 big dogs. There's a lot of value in other lines this year, so I thought paying up would be okay. As it turns out, I've brought in Sherry for both of his sub-ton scores this year, so that's great. Rochelle had to go, scored 80 odd on the weekend, not against Rich. Wasn't? No, it was against North, but it was in a big win, so I'm not worried about that fade. Sherry traded in, Bont down game, but obviously want to have him season long. And then Liam Henry, I wasn't really that enthused by the pick. I did consider like going another loophole, or I was even looking at getting in Jack Eisen first game in, and I was just like, no, it's probably a bit too ambitious. Just take the guy that's there. And Liam Henry dropped a 40 odd against, not even 34 against easy matchup in Richmond. I thought I might need this cash generation as well. So, I think the process was fine. There's still a chance he can bounce back. Averaging 60 on the year, but that 34 stinks. So I went through defence, midfield. Butters has been awesome. Bont down game. Dacos, don't think he got tagged, but I think he played. He played a fair bit forward. I missed the first quarter and a bit of that game, but it looked like he was playing forward a fair bit, which is obviously awful for owners. Not going to score that well in the forward line, but well done if you faded him, I guess. Callahan disappointing. I think copped some attention. Hopefully bounces back. Dersma 87. Where's my break evens at? 92 against Collingwood. I'll think about trading him this week. I don't think I will at this stage. I think I've got other things planned. I'll go through the trade plans a bit later. Jagger continues to cook. Hopefully he can get up to like 400 and cash him out then. Filippo 82, another decent performance against a bad team, but I'm just about ready to cash him out now. Break even of 60 up against Fremantle. He could easily drop a 40 this week. Milan Murdoch, I'm not sure what happened there. I think I saw he might have given away like some 50-metre penalties and stuff. I've seen people were thinking about trading him out, but I think I will hold him and hope that he comes good. Although I'm not sure if the role was just worse this week or anything like that. But 38 isn't great, especially considering that West Coast won. Bench, pretty mid. Rechko 51. Anderson 71. Probably should have had the emergency on him, but that didn't lose anything out from that. Cumming only 40. This has been a bad selection, unfortunately, at the elevated price, but it is what it is. Sherry traded in, mentioned him. Petrarca's been pretty average as a trade-in. So, I bring him in after the 136 because he's got St Kilda, should be a good matchup. Port should be fine. But it looked like I should have just waited until the bye on this one because he gets North Melbourne this week, maybe gets some Finn O'Sullivan attention, and then has the bye, which he shares with Sheasel and Cook, although Cook I'll probably trade out next week. And then maybe gets O'Sheen Mullen in there, and maybe it was just maybe I should have gone for a forward punt instead of a surefire option. But look, you want Petrarca in your finishing side either, and there was a chance that he got back up to 600 or so. It's probably just hindsight talking, but wish I had someone else. Sheasel, rare down game, won't shit on him. Cozzy, couple of down games now, got some attention in both games, Hoff against West Coast, and then Finn McGuinness was going to him in the Hawks game. But Melbourne continued to win. I think he spent a little bit of time in the forward line, but was mostly in the midfield. I'll back him to continue scoring well in the future. Dogs won't tag him. And then I don't think GWS are using a tagger, although I haven't watched them in a few weeks. So their midfield is all over the place on a week-by-week basis. So who knows? Maybe Bedford could come back and tag. But that's just changing on a week-by-week basis. So not sure what happens there. Riley Sanders, me and the Sanders family just have a very long-standing relationship. Whether it's his grandfather, Colonel Sanders, who supplies me with beautiful chicken every week, or the doggies man, Riley Sanders, been great. I think, yeah, so now I've had him for 5 weeks now. Now people are starting to wake up to him. And these are the kind of picks that you love because they just keep going and going and going, sneaking under the radar, and then all of a sudden they've averaged 50K, they've made 50K, they've averaged close to 100, and by the time the masses are alert to them, it's too late, or they're buying them at like a comparative disadvantage. So yeah, Riley Sanders, awesome pick. When I was trading him and Clark in, I didn't think Clark would be the problem, but here we are. Flanders up and down like a roller coaster, and then Cook only 70, break even 74. Could trade him out this week. I think I have other players to trade out though. I feel like I'm a bit down on trading rookies. Like I feel like I'm a couple of rookie trade outs behind because of the sideways trades I did last week, trading out like Nasir and English. I guess English is the one that really puts me behind the field because not a lot will have held him through that first injury stretch, and yeah, that's probably put me a bit behind. But yeah, hopefully catch up during the buys, and then Luke Jackson, ultra rare down game. Blackiston is just the ruck killer. I think it was 2 meter Peter rucking for most of that game, to be fair, but yeah, just Essendon, bad matchup for rucks, and this Brodie Grundy 203 when like all of the other options have essentially failed. Like I know people could have gone Butters. Some might have even been greedy and seen Grundy and been like, oh, no, I don't want to take that 138. I pretty much always take a 130. Some people don't. But outside of Grundy and Butters, it was a really down week across the board for popular captain options. Like if people went Dacos, Subton, Bontempelli, 88, Sherry, 87, Sheasel, I thought would be a nice pod one against Adelaide's midfield, only went 73. So, and then Jackson, only 66. So, getting the Grundy VC, getting the score in itself is great, but getting that VC as well was amazing for my side this week. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a quick look at rookie trade-ins because I've really only considered one guy, to be honest, and that is going early on Jack Ison. I did watch, I think, the majority of that game. I think I missed like the first 15 minutes or so, but Ison, yeah, looks to be a player. 75 on debut. Only played his first game, so you don't have to get him in this week, but I think he is pretty bulletproof. He'll keep his spot in the side, and yeah, it looks good. And the other options, I'll go through them pretty quickly, but a lot of these guys that are 2 games played with low break-evens aren't even in the best 22. Joyce isn't playing. Reedy isn't playing. Lachlan Smith, somewhat surprising omission. I was probably going to get him instead of Henry if he did play, so maybe I'm happy to have Henry. I don't know. But yeah, I didn't expect Smith to get dropped with the English injury. Yeah, Dirksen not in the best 23. Toby Murray, I laughed at a couple of weeks ago at 160k, and he's put up 105 against North. So he's actually going to make a decent amount of money now. So fair play to him. Edwards not in the 23. Flynn Perez not even in the 26. And yeah, Paddy Cross scores 50. And is at 170k. Roberts Thompson 55, but I think kicked 2 goals there. So probably not one I'm keen on this week. We'll see what he does next week. Do I really want another Richmond rookie on my midfield bench? Roby, cold pick if you went there. But yeah, the options are very weak. Maybe Banfield is an option next week as well, but we'll see if he holds his spot or not also. So yeah, I think if you need a rookie this week, I would be getting Ison, and then if for some reason you need a second downgrade, then I'd consider probably bringing in a Loop. Yes, that second rookie downgrade option isn't really there this week. So yeah, I would prefer not to do it. And then I wanted to go through line by line. How do I get back to normal? Yeah. So I'll start. Yeah, I'll start with the rocks, and I've kind of mentioned it. Sherry, Grundy, and Jackson, I think, are all on an island. Gorn will be worse with Max Heath, and I think Heath will continue to get selected and a decent amount of playing time. So wouldn't want to be on Gorn, but if I had him, I wouldn't be trading out of him either. I'd just accept that you got the worst of the four, and if one of those other guys get injured, then obviously you want to have Gorn in that scenario. So yeah, I think Gorn is fourth, but Grundy, Sherry, Jackson, those are the big three. Even with Sherry averaging 70 in my side and Jackson a rare down score, they'll bounce back. I'm sure of it. English, we'll see what happens when he comes back from concussion, but I don't think he's near the big dogs this year. So it's really those three and Gorn. I think Darcy Cameron's a sneaky option at 400k. If you are bringing in Cameron this week, though, it's basically you're conceding that I don't think he's going to go more than like 100, 105. Maybe 105 is the cap on him this year. Also missed last game with injury, so there is that concern around him. He's definitely value at that 408k price point, though. So if you are looking for a bit of a value ruckman and want to go more premium in the rest of your side, then I don't hate Darcy Cameron as a pick, but I don't think he's near the big dog ruckman. TDK was someone that I liked preseason, but he's averaging 77. He just he got the bag and doesn't look interested, in my opinion. So wouldn't be going TDK. The ruck landscape, it's really the big boys or bust. And if you want to go a decam, then I won't talk you out of it. His value at that price point, but not close enough to the big dogs for my liking. Next, I will look at forwards. Petrarca and Sheasel clear 1 and 2. Even though both have had bad games, they will definitely bounce back. This is the one that's the most fun, I think, because there's a number of guys going like around that 95 to 100 mark that are viable options. Tracy, he's a key forward, but Frere looked good this year, and Tracy in particular keeps putting up scores, so I don't see why that stops. Shea Bolton, I kind of talked about him last week, but a bit more consistent this year. He's someone that I'm eyeing off a bit later on once he drops a bit in price. McInerney, I like at that price point, averaging close to 100 as well. Good pick if you've already gone there, and good pick if you want to go there. Jack Ross is in that kind of Riley Sanders conversation where it's like, it's awesome if you identified him early, got on him, and had him for that good patch of scoring. And I think the scoring does continue. But you could have had him for 430k. And ever since that North game, 149, 84, 129, 107, 102. You're over the moon with that scoring if you have Jack Ross, and I think he's a legitimate option. The main reason I wouldn't want to go there, though, is just because you're conceding ground on other Jack Ross owners, but it's still a fine trade-in. Only 2.6% as well, so that's a cold pot if you've found him. Cozzy, he will bounce back, confident in him. Took, I'll consider him post-buy, shares the buy with other popular options like Petrarca and Sheasel and Horn Francis, Rochelle, if you still have him, Rankin. How far down is Rankin? Yeah, averaging 88 now, but he's another one that can average 100 over the back end of the year, and that 3-round average is pretty good if you manage to get him. I've still got a bit of time for Zach Bailey, although I think the last couple of weeks have been pretty bad. 165 break even, contract year, so that's normally a good thing because players are playing for the bag. We saw how well TDK did last year. Just what are the CBAs like at Brisbane? I think Bailey's lost a few with McCluggage, although it wasn't that high to begin with, to be fair. Getting around that 25% range. Rayner's getting a few. Yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe he's a bit further away from the top forwards. Probably can still do 90 to 95 though. Could be a nice pod trade-in, especially after 165 break even. GWS this week. Yeah, if he has a good score, then maybe it's a pod trade-in. I was kind of interested, but I think I would prefer like Took or Shea or McInerney or Rankin. The other one I'm considering is Horn Francis. He's another one with that round 12 bye. He's just a very up and down player. Had the limited preseason. Didn't really make the most of his early matches, and then had a couple of good games, and then after that, scores around the 70s. He's an up and down player. He's an awesome talent. CBAs have been a bit weird as well. 60%, 60%, 70 and 70. You'd hope that goes up a little bit, like that 70 to 80% range. He's someone I'm probably interested in post-buy. So the break-even is 134. So if he drops 100 this week, that's 430k. He did 98 last year. Was it 98 or 95? 95 last year, 100 the year before. Limited preseason. The bye probably helps him with his body. Just a bit of a freshen up. I'll be very interested in him, especially for that West Coast matchup. Could be a nice time to get him in, but he's a post-buy target with that round 12 bye. So, I'm heavily considering Horn Francis as one of my last forward premiums, especially because I've spent up on the rock. But this was one of the reasons I was comfortable in doing it. 430k for Horn Francis will be a good deal, I think. Defenders, Sinclair, you want to have. I think most competent coaches started him. But a good price if you don't have him now. Archie Roberts, I don't know, something's like he's scoring well in the easy matchups, but only scored 90 odd on the weekend, I think. So I think GWS, Collingwood, Melbourne, all of them are like positive matchups, and Richmond would be as well. Maybe West Coast. But after that, I guess he plays Melbourne again. So it's pretty good in the short term, actually. I'm a bit worried about long-term third-year player. Should be fine. But it's 590k as well. I'm not in the market for paying that for... And he's another one, again, that you could have had for... I don't think many would have started him. They might have traded him out after the first couple of rounds. You could have had him for 460. You're conceding 130k on the field. I'm not confident that he's that far ahead of the other top defenders. He might not even be top 6 from here on out. So I'm not paying that price, although short-term fixtures are good, but I'll just concede the L and move on. Luke Parker, I'm interested in post-buy. I was even looking at him this week. So I guess with my team, I've got 2 defender spots, and Myers is not looking fieldable at this stage, could even get dropped. So I think I'll probably need to get a defender this week. I could also just take the hit. Could even just if Myers is dropped, then and Marshall doesn't come back in, just take the 0 and hope that my 22 does okay. Doesn't feel optimal though. I'll go through the defenders because I think I need to get one of those, but I will be tempted by mids. So Yeah, Parker is probably one I'd prefer to get in post-buy, considering like the buy is next week. But I could be forced into it this week. I think he's still going under the radar. I think he's just had like one bad score in there, the 66 against Geelong, a couple of 90s, a couple of 120s. I reckon he can do like 105 from here on out. Everyone that's played Supercoach for the past few years knows that the North system is good for defenders. So, yeah, I think Parker can do 105 from here on out. He's done 106 through the first half of the year, so really would just need him to continue. And at 490k, it's a pretty nice price point. Blakey, I like. It's probably just would want him to be a tad cheaper. With players, like I prefer to buy the dip, and like Blakey, I think he's going to be up and down, but like he can still do 105 over the course of the year. But buying him after a 156 at 124, it's just not good practice. So I think for that reason, I probably won't go him. But look, he's 540k. He's a good option. I will say that. I think I'm going to go elsewhere though. Whitfield down game. I wouldn't be trading into him yet, but yeah, 133 break even. It does have that round 13 buy, which is good. Shares that with Richmond, but I probably prefer to get him post buy with the 79 in the system now. Noble, I haven't watched any Gold Coast over the past like few weeks, so I'm not sure if this is fake or not. But yeah, 105, and Euland's doing 101. So yeah, I'm not sure if this is just the system now where both Gold Coast defenders are going to do well for the rest of the year, or whether this will peter out or not. So I can't really provide any insight into Noble or Euland, but yeah, both scoring pretty well this year so far. Nasai, I think I'm going to fade him for the year. The calf, I think he'll still be a few weeks away, and then ease back into it. And by the time I want him, I'll hopefully be full premium. So I think Nasai ends up being a fade for me. Lockie Ash, I'm very interested in buying the dip on. 99 break even. Went through the GWS CBAs, but yeah, I haven't watched much GWS over the past few weeks either. But surely this midfield role doesn't continue. I'm just, yeah, from what I've heard, he hasn't been great in that role. So I don't know. I think maybe it's hopium, but I'm hoping that GWS look at things after the bye, kind of solidify their CBA rotations, and Ash isn't in those rotations. So we'll see what happens. Even if he does continue in the midfield, like he's scoring okay, just not amazing. Like 97, 99 were majority midfield time. I think Essendon game 31%, still went 111. So still scoring okay there. It's just if he continues playing midfield, maybe he does like 100 to 105. But if he gets that roll back, he can easily push 110. So it's probably safer just to wait for him to get the roll back if he does get the roll, and get him in after that. But I kind of want to jump the shark a bit, especially needing a defence option, and bring in Ash this week. Callum Wilkie averaging 101, but he's got that 22 in the system. Sorry, 24 against Gold Coast in the system, which puts the break even at 145. 463k is amazing value, considering how well he has scored. St Kilda system has supported two defenders in the past. It's been Nasai and Sinclair in past years, but Nasai playing more midfield time means that Wilkie's just snaffling up a lot of sheep ball in defence, and also taking intercepts as well. So I do like Wilkie as a trade-in. I guess the other thing is he's only had, like, this year's the only year where he's averaged over 100, so that's probably the little bit of the hold-up around for me. I still think he can do 100 to 105 back end of the year, though, and at 460k, I will seriously consider him as a trade-in this week. Euland I touched on. Short's kind of funny after people picked him last year. This year actually looks somewhat viable, but yeah, I don't think he does more than 100 from here on out. Bailey Dale, don't trade him in at 570k, even though he's in form. Another one that the price point is too bad. And then Zorko, I'm always a hater, and he was laid out managed last week. But yeah, he's capable of going like 100 to 105 from here. Priced at 460k, 83 break even. It's just his age that's a bit of a hold up for me as a pick, but 460k, definitely a worth considering. I don't think I'll go there but I can understand people that do want to go there. He has a scoring history in defence, even if he is about to apply for the pension. And then, Stewart as well. Had his ups and downs this year. 433k. Just started the year well. A few bad games, 115, and then the 128 on the weekend. Tom Stewart just finds ways to burn people every year. I wouldn't be surprised if he does like a couple 130s and then people bring him in post-buy at like 460, 470k and he gets suspended or injured or just reverts back to form. So, Stewart I won't be going there, but there's definitely an argument to be made for him. And then midfielders, Butters, Locke, Bontempelli, Locke, Bailey Smith and Heaney I would like to get in, but I'm not going to break the bank for them. This is because I've broken the bank in the ruck position. If there is a scenario where I can get one or both of them in at like 580, 570, then I will do that. It's probably a dream for Bailey Smith with the 96 break even. Maybe gets a bit of attention this week from James Jordan, but I don't think the tags have been as tight as they have been in previous years. Heaney, what is the break even? 164. If he has a down game for O'Shane Mullen, then maybe I look at getting him in post-buy. 570, 560 is probably the most I want to pay, but we'll see how the team pans out in terms of value. But I'll definitely be looking at him once he gets a bit cheaper. Max Holmes I want, and it looks like he's going to get defense DPP as well. Almost brought him in last week, and it wasn't an awful score, but it was only a 108. Break even is 151 now, and if Baz doesn't get the attention from James Jordan, then Holmes almost certainly will. So I'll let him drop in price a little bit. If he had defense status this week, though, I would seriously consider bringing him in with the 150 break even, but because he has to sit in midfield for a week, I will pass on him. Although he could get attention this week as well, so maybe I wouldn't bring him in yet, but he's definitely coming in to my side at some point. It's just when that happens. Zach Merritt, I don't trust Essendon. I don't think anyone should trust Essendon. Merritt could be playing full back. He could be playing full forward. He could be playing ruck. Brad Scott is the coach, and I'm not sure if Voss or Brad Scott were... I'm not sure if Voss was a worse coach than Brad Scott, but now that Voss is gone, I think Brad Scott is very clearly the worst coach in the league at the present. Unsure how he is still employed. LDU, I'm going to fade him for the year with the injury history, but well done if you've got him. Dawson, I kind of would be tempted to bring him in at 570k. You hate that it took, he had all the stuff with his brother passing, but tragedy in sports people can bring them down, or it can push them up to another level, and they could be the place could be the case for Dawson, but it looks like it's the latter. I was kind of looking at it more with F1 drivers, like the adversity stuff. Like a lot of the good drivers have seen people pass away, or they've been pushed really hard in their childhood, like Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen was driven by his dad, and then like some of the other drivers like witnessed the I think it was Antoine Hubert incident, and a lot of them like kind of became better drivers. So I don't know. I feel like tragedy can like kind of galvanize people, and like adversity makes you I don't know. Life is short, and I guess that is a reminder of that. So especially when it hits close to home. So waffling aside, I do like Dawson as an option, even at 570k. I would consider going there. Clayton Oliver, 107 average. I'm not sure if he pushes beyond that yet, though, so not for me. Anderson, I didn't want to get him a few weeks ago because of this run here. Finn O'Sullivan, and then the bye, and then Brisbane, and then O'Shea Mullen. But yeah, he's put together 2 good scores. I definitely want him probably as like a last upgrade, and hopefully he isn't more than he is now. But if you did manage to buy the dip on him at 480k, you've done very well there. Nasiah, probably a fade. Ed Richards hasn't been great this year. And this is like the worst year I can remember for like midfield premiums, like in a while. Like you got 10 players going 112, I guess, but it feels like across the board this year, premiums are just down on last year. And yeah, if I go back to my side, like I know we've had an extra buy round this year, but at this point last year, round 10, rank is a little bit better at 6k. But yeah, the points total 21,938, and this year it's about 1,000 points worse off. And I know the rank is worse, 26k, but if I was 6k this year, it's probably like 800 points worse off than last year. So I just feel like the premiums across the board have been worse this year. Apart from the Rucks have kind of held up. But yeah, I guess it's probably the impact of 23rd player, I would guess, has had a reasonable impact on that. And then I guess like the midfielders as well. The game's been played a bit more between the arcs. And yeah, less stoppages, I think, as a proportion of game time. But yeah, the rucks, I guess, are getting like more hitouts to advantage with the new ruck rules. So yeah, midfield has just been really down this year. All right, let's go through my trade plans pretty quickly and wrap this up. So yeah, I'm not sure who I want to bring in. I think the trade outs are obvious. I think Lemeyer's with the 76 break even. Like I think Dersma could go. Filippo, I'm pretty low on. I think he can go as this week, so it's going to be those 2 for me. Cook could also go as well. I think I would prefer his score over Filippo this week. That leaves me with 680k in the bank. I'll bring in the Jack Eisen. If I could bring in a midfielder, then I'd consider like maybe, I guess, McCluggage. I'm still kind of okay bringing him in. He had a down game last week, but I still think he'll be okay over the course of the year. Like, I still think he can do like a 105, 110. At 460k, looks value, but don't need to bring him in this week. 113 break even. Yeah, it's not a must trade in like I thought it would be going into this week. So we'll be Ison in, and then yeah, I went through the defenders before. Parker's probably Parker I'm interested in, but with the bye next round, I'll probably fade. Blakey he's a strong consideration. It's just I don't know. I prefer to buy the dip. Could Geelong send someone his way this week as well? I'm not sure. Just yeah, it feels like the wrong time to buy in. just because he's an up and down player, but very good player nonetheless. Lockie Ash, is it too early? Is he even going to get his role back? But if he doesn't, then he's probably fine. But if he does, then looks great. Wilkie, value, do like him. Dale, too expensive. Stewart, I'm not going there. Zorko could go there, but too old. You'd have to worry about him getting managed throughout the year. So for me, I think it's between Ash and Wilkie. I'm not sure which way I'm going to go, to be honest. Could be Blakey as well, actually. It's probably between those three. Blakey, Ash, and Wilkie. But at this stage, probably leaning towards Ash. I guess if Ash does, like the last spot in defence is going to be for Max Holmes. So I guess it's either gamble on Ash getting his role back, and if he doesn't, then he still scores okay. Or it's take the extreme value around Wilkie and hope that the start of the year isn't an aberration. Or it's just get Blakey, who's probably like the most likely to go like 105 plus if everything stays the same. So it's between those three. I think I'm leaning Ash, but it remains to be seen. I'll probably be tossing up that decision right up until each of those players respectively play. So yeah, that's the trades. Still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rookies, but a lot of them are like nearly 400k. I guess I play Rechko this week. Yeah, I think that looks right. Yeah. Oh yeah, Dreamtime game. So yeah, Rechko should be an okay field this week. I'll give Milan another week, I guess. Hopefully West Coast can spoil Pendle's party because that party's been going on for way too long. And yeah, the rest of the rookies I've got on field are pretty solid options. And yeah, I've got 6 to get off field, but I'm pretty happy with my premiums outside of like Worrell and Clark, but I'm resigned to holding them. Like there's no one I'm going to trade out at the buys as a sideways. So yeah, I think I can probably do a couple of trades where it's like 2 upgrades and 1 downgrade. I think I can finish the team with 4 or 5 trades remaining, which isn't ideal, but we'll just have to make do, unfortunately. Vice captain and captain, I haven't given that any thought, to be honest. Can I really go past Grundy against Geelong Rucks after he's gone 203? Probably not. Kalani White is a handy loophole. How have Rucks done against Gold Coast recently? Because I think they played. I think Witts was a late in against Port. I think he was the late in for Chamara. Yeah, Sweet did nothing. What did Saints boys do against Moyle? Nah, TDK's still a donut. Yeah, maybe not Sherry then. Jackson could do well against the Saints. So that first game, no. Not that game. Although if you had like Roberts, then he could be a sneaky VC. Or Merritt. Jackson could be an okay VC. Sherry, I'll probably not. Geelong, Sydney, just have to worry about tags in that one outside of Grundy. Yeah, very happy to go Grundy. Dacos, yeah, it's a good matchup on paper, but just worried about that forward time, so won't be going him. Port and Carlton, yeah, Butters should be all right. GWS and Brisbane, probably no one you want to captain straight out. And then Bont against Melbourne should be pretty decent as well. I think it'll either be Grundy into Butters. Yeah, I think it's going to be Grundy into Butters. I wouldn't mind Jackson into Grundy. I want to have the VC on Grundy again. I don't want to get like a 130, 135 Jackson score and feel obliged to take it when I've got Grundy in the chamber. So it'll be Grundy vice captain, and then I think Butters will be a pretty reliable fallback option if Grundy goes wrong for whatever reason. Yeah, that wraps things up for me. I'll catch you for the next video, and enjoy.